the next special guest, if we don't have Jim yet, Branden can undo his video if he would like. I don't know if Mary's still watching in for this story, if he's in the background there. While we're waiting for Branden, I wanted to share with you how you can buy the Dental Nachos Supreme. It's one of Branden's passions too. He's got the shirt on. It's his favorite nacho shirt. Text Supreme to 215-543-6454 to support us and get our best deal. So Branden, tell everyone how you came to work at a company named after an appetizer.
I saw an ad and I didn't think I really even wanted another job, but I just wanted to know what dental nachos was. So I replied to it.
And you came in to interview, and we said, we need someone to help us grow. We need someone to help us sell things. And you said, that is up my alley.
That's exactly what I do.
And now you have become totally infected by the dental world, right?
Okay.
Totally infected. So as someone who's an awesome sports fan, dad, connector, tell everyone a little bit about your experience, not only just working in the Dental Nachos community and working with us, but also the value of the people that you've met along the way.
Well, the interesting thing is, because this is a group about dentistry and dentists, we've, been able to kind of attract a diverse group of human beings, even outside of the actual operatory that are involved in dentistry. So it's like really, it's majority dentists, but it also has all the other stakeholders in dentistry in it as well from a professional standpoint. And they're very diverse people. They think differently. So I've met awesome people. I've met awesome dentists. I've met people who might be a little bit weird, but that's okay because I'm a little bit weird. Like you said, Paul, anyone who signs up voluntarily to work with dentists and around them all the time is definitely the weird one. But I've met so many different types of people. And my favorite thing to do is meet people, learn things from them, share my knowledge. I've been able to grow as a human being and as a business person from being in Dental Nachos. And I think I've been able to help reciprocate that with the people that I've encountered. So I don't know. I hope that's a good.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. I really appreciate that. I always think it's really super interesting when people outside the space. Now Vivek Keenra is one of our sponsors, PPO Profits. In the beginning of Dental Nachos, him and I would actually argue because he said dentists shouldn't complain. They make six figures. Why are they complaining? And now, yada, yada, after working with his amazing wife, who's more amazing than Vivek, and running that practice, he says, wow, it's a lot tougher to be a dentist than I ever thought. And you do not have to reveal any of your healthcare information if you want as a patient, Branden, but you can if you want to, but I want to say, when you sit in a dental chair now, if someone was scrolling by, why should they have a little sympathy for the dentist? Why is it not just this person working in air conditioning saying your teeth look great? What have you seen from the business, the stress, the team that might make you think differently if you're laying back in the chair at the people working there?
Well, I wasn't completely ignorant to the drama of dentistry because just working in different parts of the business world and understanding what small business is about, growing up with a father who has a small business and being around small business owners, I know how crazy of a circus any small business can be. Yeah. And then when you add to the fact that it's some type of healthcare business and the seriousness of that and the stakes that are so high with who your customer is, because you actually have their health in your hands, I kind of wasn't oblivious to how crazy it could be. But then working with dentists, building friendships with people who are dentists and other people, hygienists and other people in the dental world, I've gotten to hear stories and see things that I never thought I'd see and see kind of like behind the curtain. So yeah, when I go to the dentist now, I've never been mean to a dentist, but I'm very mindful of what's going on. Like I sit in a waiting room and I'm like watching every little thing. Like I know who's stressed out at the front desk. I know, who's got an issue with a patient, you know what I mean? Or I know when a hygienist is waiting for an exam. I see everything now as a patient that I never would have seen before.
And you probably share, you're really know a lot about business. Someone was going to buy a practice, you work with transitions. It's overwhelming the number of vendors they have to deal with, right? I mean, for a small business with our sponsors, how many would you say to own a practice they need to connect with? 20, 30, right?
I don't know if there's a number. I think it has to just be something you have to be offensive instead of defensive with and get ahead of. I think you got to really just embrace the fact that you're running a business that has so many tools, resources, and ideas that can make it better. And instead of being reactive, saying, man, here's another sales rep coming, here's another call, kind of structure your business week in a way where you devote time to that, researching that, speaking to people who are involved in those things, and just getting ahead of it. You know, that way when that rep kind of cold calls you, you already know a little something about what they're selling and what they're about to say anyway. And now you kind of take the control of the situation back.
I like that. We both love food, Brandon. I don't want to say I was jealous that you got to take your children to a fancy restaurant they appreciated for your birthday, because I don't want my time to go by too fast. But I thought it was nice that you had adult children, adult-ish children, not adults, that could appreciate that. You help people buy dental practices, the biggest decision of their lives. In doing that, what is something that you would tell our audience they should really make sure they pay attention to in buying what is likely the only practice they're ever going to buy?
Whew, there's a lot of ways I can answer that question, but what I would say is the way you approach it is that you have to love the idea of being an entrepreneur as much as you love dentistry.
Very good point.
And if you could, because naturally, I know a lot of dentists. Like I said, some of my best friends now are dentists, and I know some that kind of really geek out and get really excited over learning something new on the clinical side. You don't have to prod them or press them to do it. If they tell you they have no money, all of a sudden you see they're going to another clinical CE course. You're like, really? I thought you were broke. But they don't have that same energy when it comes to things that are going to help them with practice management, business, finance, leadership, team building, people skills, communication skills. So I would say all the things that you need to be good at, sales skills, of course, all the things that you need to be good at as an entrepreneur, you need to really learn to love that as much as you love dentistry. And I don't think enough dentists naturally feel that way, and they should.
I really appreciate you sharing that, because I never had it phrased that way, and it's really valuable, because the entrepreneur and that entrepreneurial nature of dentistry, if you're not ready for it and you don't like it, can really be destructive to your morale. So find out, like we say, JFO, just find out first. Well, thanks, Brandon, for jumping on here. We do one more guest. Really appreciate you sharing with us.